Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to show you 6 pro-Soviet tips that they never tell you about it that will significantly improve your level at the game. So without any further ado, intro.
Watch and learn.
So my first tip for you is basically easy. Knowing how to use a flag track and which unit you can put inside. As you can see from this video, there's a bunch of tricks you can do for multiple things. So for example, the even bomb, you can use it for, get a bomb for these factories and kill it, especially at the beginning of the game. And with NG and NG and drone is most likely is use it for the MCV or the war factory. Believe me, so effective, especially at the beginning of the game, on the middle of the game, or sometimes even at the end of the game. Believe me, there's a lot of situations used for it. And 2 NGs most commonly is used at the beginning of the game or at the end of the game. Is used for the power and for the war factory. And believe me, it's so much effective, especially at the beginning. Oh my god. And the drone, they have 2 ways for doing it. You can manually select it, or you can just put the drone inside and go for the miner. 1 drone or a couple of drones. And for some of you out there, they say, why need to point for the miner to drone? Because sometimes what happen, you attack that damaged miner and you want that drone inside that flag track to attack specifically for that miner, that damaged miner. So you manually select it to let that drone go inside and drone that miner, exact miner, that damaged miner. And the last one, the even bomb, when by conscript, you can bomb them each one, and you can get 2 factories that are near to each other, put them in the middle, and just leave it out. It's gonna explode. So the next one is basically the desolator inside the flag track. There's a 1 and 2 and 5. So let me show you the first one, how the oasis of each one of them, because each one of them is different. As you can see, the first one, the only one, is the most weakest one. The 2 and the 5, they are generally, they use it against tanks. So as you can see, the 5, the burst is the strongest one and it can stay the longest, especially at the corner of the oasis. It's so much effective and can damage the tanks for a longer period of time. As you can see from this example, oh my god, if you just deploy, you see even the light is shining from the 5, you know what I mean? And it can stay for a longer period of time, you know what I mean? The 5 desolator burst will be strong for a long period of time, and in the end we're gonna disappear from the corner, from the edges of the oasis, and from the middle. 2 desolator is different, so it's at the beginning will be gonna be strong, but at the corner we're gonna be shrink, it's gonna be weakened at the first and then the middle. So the middle will stay strong, same as the 5. So that's the reason why you see both of these tanks, they are die at the same time, the near to the desolator. And here we'll show you, so if you can see from from the burst, how many bursts it can use for each one of them. You see the 1, it takes the longest to kill each one of them. The 2, it's kind of in the middle, but the 5 is the fastest and one of the most effective one. So always, if your enemy have a lot of tanks, always try your best to hit them with the 5. It's so much effective, and believe me, it can really defend your tanks, especially if you put it in front of your tanks. Oh my god, it can protect your tanks even too and can attack. So I always recommend, especially at the end of the game, you put 5 desolator. For in middle or beginning of the game, couple or 3, it will be fine. But I try to avoid 1 desolator at all costs, all time. 2 is my favorite number, or 5. That's what I always prefer. And you can see from this example, the 5 is now literally finish all the tanks, you know what I mean? And the 2 is probably, struggling at some point, but you know what I mean? But still not bad. But the 1 is the extreme, the baddest one. So I always recommend, if you want just to kill GIs, just use 1 desolator. But if you want tanks or any tanks fight, or you want just to damage his tanks or his units, his heavy units, try your best to be, get attack him with 2 desolator or 5. That's my opinion. And as you can see now in this situation, you see the first one, is used against, the minor slaves, GIs, any type of, infantries it's very effective, for one desolator. And always remember when you put it with the miner, don't bring it close to the miner, you know what I mean? Because it can kill the desolator. So all the time keep a distance between the Yuri miner and your desolator. So as you can see, the units can desolator kill it extremely easily, you know what I mean? As you can see from all of these, and especially with bunch of these, oh my god. Especially the Mirage and Gatling Cannon, oh my god. You see how fast it is, can kill it so easy. Just one desolator, you see how easily can kill it. So always remember these units. The rest of the other units, no, is not much effective. I know it can damage it, but it's not that effective to kill it, you know what I mean?
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Desolator ready. Ready, comrade.
Unit lost.
So you see now, oh my god, you see it? Oh my god, see all of them disappear. Yep.
Unit lost.
Second tip for you, all the time, remember one thing, to not attack with one flak track. Remember all the time, I see a lot of pro players, they attack with just one flak track. They loaded it with a lot of desolator and they just put it with one flak track. And what's happened 9 out of 10 cases, there's a plane or whatever type of unit, they attack it, and what's happening, you see a couple of planes, simple and easy, they attack it, it can done, and all the desolator will be everywhere. So always try your best to fill 2 or 3 flak track at the same time, because the desolator can easily, when you deploy it out, it can go out very fast first, and if you put 2 desolator, even if you load just one flak track, he will always be confused because you don't know which one is actually loaded. You know what I mean? So always try to put 3, 2, 4, whatever you try to preference. But for me, in my opinion, I think the 2 is the best all the time. But if you, at the end of the game and is really, make it or done, you know what I mean? If you're in the situation, if you want to finish him and that's it, try to load many flak track at the same time. So he will not know which one exactly he should attack. So it's an advantage for you. And plus, if you want to attack multiple, flak track, even if you have a bunch of these tanks, he cannot kill them, all of them at the same time. It will be more fodder, you know what I mean, if only one is attacking, you know what I mean? So it's extra bonus for you.
Unit lost.
Ready for meltdown.
So the third tip for you. So always remember the Soviet, is different from the Ally or Yuri, so they can destroy walls. So there's an MCV Soviet, there's a flak track, and there's a rhino tank, and there's a chopper, and and I don't know the name of that, that unit. I don't know the name of it, let's be honest. And these units are most preferably, they can destroy the wall and can let your NG and get inside, you know what I mean? So these units, I saw a lot of players, they don't know how to destroy the wall, especially at the beginning of the game. So they stay confused and they stay until I don't know, 2 minutes or 3 minutes until they get the oils, because they don't know which units they use for. So let me give you this one as an extra bonus. So at least they can save you a lot of games, especially at the beginning, especially if you are new. But I know a lot of pro players, they know it. So I just give it that for middle and new players because they don't know it. So I hope this tip is going to be good for you.
Airborne artillery. Airspeed to maximum. Time for a hailstorm. Deploying cannon. Deploying cannon. Fire at will. Coordinates confirmed.
I have the information. Examining diagrams. Examining diagrams. Examining
Oil
diagrams.
refinery captured.
Examining
Acquiring
diagrams.
additional
operational.
resources.
I have.
So the fourth tip for you. So this one is about, the battleforces if you wanted to kill it with Soviet. A lot of Soviet pro players, they never do this trick. What they doing, they try to attack the battleforces with no air defense. They do it, they attack it only with rhino tanks. And what's happening 9 out of 10 of these cases, the battle forces is simply can kill every rhino tanks become close for it. So what do? You use the chopper, and you see now in this case, it can kill it very easily. Why? Because attack the chopper. The chopper is faster than the rhino tanks. You know what I mean? So always attack with choppers, because it can really defend your rhino tanks a lot and can kill it very easily. Life tip for you is using multiple attacks with Kirov. Don't attack with Kirov alone. That's one of the most huge mistake I see many, even pro players, they do it. What they attack only with Kirov and with nothing else. So what the enemy is gonna do, he's gonna build a lot of anti-air and gonna kill it most of the time. So what are you gonna do? Basically, you simply distract him with many attacks as possible, especially 3, 4, 5 if you can do it. So as you can see in this case, I use, flak track inside of the drone to drone his miners, and couple of tanks, tanks to split up, and I use choppers, just to distract him and not let him build any anti-air. So the Kirov, even if all the units that you attack with is done, the Kirov gonna finish him, you know what I mean? So always remember, when you attack with Kirov, try to be sneaky, or you attack with multiple attacks, you know what I mean? Just to distract him and not let him build anti-air. Remember this tip. Remember. So as you can see, even it's just a computer, but you see it's very easily, the Kirov is not damaged, so even everything is done. The Kirov gonna finish him at the end. The 6th tip for you, I saw a lot of players, they build sentry gun near to the ore. So always remember, build the bunker. Why not build the bunker? The bunker is stronger to protect your miners, especially at the beginning of the game. And you see now, he's just to be far away from the bunker because he's attacking his tanks so heavily. Remember, always just build it at the beginning. It's really gonna defend your miners. And believe me, a lot of players, they don't do it. Try to do it. It's really good.
Waiting orders.
So my 7th tip for you is, for example, I saw a lot of guys, he don't have factories and only left is tank, and your enemy, he have IC and he don't have IC, you just have, shield and you have bunker, and he want to attack your tanks. What are you trying to do? If he IC his tanks and he want to attack your tanks, try to shield your bunker and try to be around your bunker. It's one of the most nasty trick I discovered one time when I play with one player. When he do it with me, I said, oh my god, how smart this idea. Really, he saved all his tanks, you know what I mean? All his tanks get saved because of this idea, because he cannot be close to that bunker because he's gonna attack it. And what are you gonna do? He's gonna be far away from it, and you try always to circle around it to save your tanks. It's really amazing trick, especially used if your enemy not attacking your factories, if he try to attack your tanks.